soft study, ASMR. Now relax and let's begin. Now let us compare a true experiment with a quasi-experiment. A true experiment has two essential features. First, the researcher manipulates an independent variable. This means the researcher changes something. Second, the researcher uses random allocation. This means participants are placed into groups by chance. A true experiment usually also includes a comparison condition. Here is an example. A researcher wants to know whether a new study technique improves test scores. Participants are randomly placed into two groups. One group uses the new study technique. The other group uses the usual study method. Both groups later complete the same test. The study technique is the independent variable. The test score is the dependent variable. Because the researcher changed the study method and used random allocation, this is a true experiment. True experiments are strong for testing cause and effect. Now let us look at a quasi-experiment. A quasi-experiment studies an intervention or compares groups, but it does not use random allocation. The groups may already exist before the study begins. For example, a researcher compares one school that uses a new teaching program with another school that uses the usual program. The students were not randomly placed into the schools. Because there is no random allocation, this is a quasi-experiment. The problem is that the schools may already be different. One school may have more experienced teachers. One school may have more funding. These pre-existing differences could affect the result. This means a quasi-experiment cannot support causation as confidently as a true experiment. The easy memory rule is true experiment means manipulation plus random allocation. Quasi-experiment means no random allocation. A true experiment gives stronger evidence of cause and effect. Here's the short exam-style answer. Why can a quasi-experiment not establish causation as confidently as a true experiment? A quasi-experiment does not use random allocation. This means the groups may already differ before the study begins. Those pre-existing differences can act as confounding variables. Therefore, the researcher cannot be as sure that the independent variable caused the result. Final recap. A true experiment changes an independent variable and uses random allocation. A quasi-experiment does not use random allocation. True experiments provide stronger evidence for cause and effect. Quasi-experiments are useful when random allocation is not possible, but their results are more affected by possible group differences. Now relax, and I will see you in the next lesson.